This is a hyperopic ortho K case where the patient's worn lenses for a few nights but not getting a whole lot of treatment. And I would say that patient probably needs a little bit more time, but I think we can make some lens changes too to kind of accelerate the process. Um, Hyperopic ortho K is kind of new and everyone has their own design philosophies, and I think to an extent everyone is right and to an extent everyone is also wrong. We just don't know exactly what we're doing. But what I would personally do with this case is I would turn off the asphericity because I have a hard time just seeing what's going on with asphericity in place, because with hyperopic ortho K, everything is happening so close to the center of the lens that the numbers we get in terms of power and demand are really affected by even a small amount of asphericity, and it makes it hard for me to follow. And I found that just by adjusting the demand, we can get additional changes, or we can cut back on changes without having to do that. So for example, right now we're at a minus 286 with demand of minus 386, and if I just turn this off, we've got about a 2 diopter difference here and something like a 3 diopter difference here, and it makes it hard to follow, I think, in my opinion, and we don't always need it. So first thing I do is turn that off, and then we need to increase this power. We were originally at a minus 268. For a plus 250, where we want a little bit more for monovision, I think our demand is going to have to be around 450. So in 100% mode, I would just click down until we're there. So we've got quite a bit of central clearance, 56 microns. As far as the edge of the lens goes, we can touch that up. The topography display shows that the corneal cap is decentered a little bit, riding a little bit low. And with a corneal lens, we'd probably expect the lens to ride low and fit right over the cap, which may or may not be a good for vision. With a corneal scleral lens, the lens should center at least vertically a little bit better. And so there's going to be some asymmetry in the way the lens fits centrally. If we flip to the freeform view, you can see that superiorly, because the lens or the cornea is a little bit flatter, we're going to theoretically get a lot more clearance and possibly not get very good seal off. Again, I don't know if that's really going to be the case, but I would not be opposed to switching this patient into a freeform lens, since we want good alignment at the back edge of the optic zone. To do that, the recommended way is to go into the tools and configuration settings and kind of redesign the lens from scratch in freeform mode. I'll kind of show you. You would want to just duplicate all your settings, set it to freeform, and then I would also add prism in there, just to help the patient orient the lens, because obviously with a corneal scleral, the lens isn't going to spin too much on the eye, and if the patient can help herself out by just pointing the lens in the correct direction upon application, then that should help with the treatment. And design from there, and we want our final parameters to be something similar to this in terms of power and demand, but it'll be in freeform. Just checking the freeform box here. It looks like it works, but the recommendation is to not do that, and I don't know all the technical reasons for that. The recommendation is to go through tools and kind of design a new lens. So that said, the freeform change is maybe optional at this point. I would definitely increase the demand, and that should get the patient seeing better. The freeform change may get a little bit better alignment as well. So those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your patient.